Sam, I'm very happy to be hosting you today in this YPO interview series. So what we're going to be doing is talking about your journey, your career, and you're the first one who I absolutely don't know anything about before getting this interview. The rest I all knew. So I'm going to be discovering you along with the viewers. And then we're going to be talking about your YPO journey. Ready?
Wonderful. Yes, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for asking me to come on the program. So really excited about it. We're part of the Arabian Hala company, which is a family business started by my father in 1977. It started off as a rent-a-car company, and then it just grew into logistics, supply chain, automotive service centers, tire distribution ship. We just expanded from there. When it comes to my journey myself, I was always a problem child. Let me put it that way. Experimenting a lot of things and being the rebel in the family. So with that said, when I finished high school, I decided that I needed to go to university. I originally wanted to go to the US, but my father was very honest with me, and he said, "There's no way I'm letting you go to the US because I don't trust you there." So, so I wind up going to King Fahd University in Khobar. So still, I'm based in Riyadh, so that's about 400 kilometers away, and managed to struggle during my engineering degree until I finally graduated, and then came back to Riyadh. Stayed here for 3 months. I couldn't integrate back into Riyadh. I just got used to this living by the sea type of relaxed lifestyle. We then had our logistics company, which is a transportation company. But we saw that this is now 2003. We saw that supply chain and that sector will grow altogether. And I was assigned to start that business by the family with no expertise, fresh out of university. And I went to Khobar. That's where I thought I felt comfortable in, and managed to start the business over there. That was 2003. And in 2009, after 6 years of that business, I qualified to join YPO. And that was a very interesting point in my life. I didn't realize I was a rebel until I did a fantastic program at IMD. It's called a leadership program at IMD, High Performance Leadership. They do it for non-YPOers, but they only have one session a year that they do it with YPOers. And it's a fantastic experience. And part of that, I learned that I was a rebel. I didn't see myself as a rebel. But after looking back on my journey in business, for example, the supply chain company I set up, Hala Supply Chain Services, after a while, I realized that I'm bored. I'm signing documents and business is on its track. So I decided to do a pivot, got my master's degree, and then came back and I went to a different sector that I was not comfortable with, which is business to consumer. I've never done business to consumer, and started that business as well. And I think that is where the rebel comes into play. Rebel / entrepreneur is entrepreneurs. I think in general they go against the grain. If I wasn't a rebel in the family business, we'll probably be still in the rent-a-car business, but maybe instead of having 15,000 fleet, we would have 20,000 fleet. But jumping from one entity and challenging yourself and feeling that I need to explore myself, to find my limits in a way. And I think just moving from one company to starting another company, and as well having a family business support really helped me and finding the funding to do that. It's quite interesting, the family business aspect. People think family business is somewhat a safe business, if I'm allowed to say that. But remember that it was founded by someone, and that guy was an entrepreneur who founded it. So I think a family business should still have the DNA of entrepreneurial spirit within it. I think I have no study, no research, but from what I have seen, and I'm talking from my experience, is that I think it comes to a generational gap. So one generation comes in and says, you know what, this has been built by my father or my grandfather. I don't want to be the person that destroys it. So I'll just play it safe. But it's still a family business is started as an entrepreneurial company. And I think that DNA shouldn't be lost. And being an entrepreneur as well, I agree with you. It's not about a label. It's about thinking, behavior, wanting to explore, even as a head of a department or a head of a even of a salesman or on in our case a rental agent on the counter. He can be an entrepreneur by how to attract more business, how to develop himself even more, how to explore, get involved. I think entrepreneur is more of seeking knowledge and trying to understand more and just being curious than anything else. The way I see it, and I think the way I should see it, is that I shouldn't put them on a path. I should basically give them the tools for them to decide on whatever they want to do. If they want to be an artist, God bless them, let them be an artist. If they want to go into business, let them go into business, whether it's just corporate or start their own entity. But the way I would like to give them, I would like to give them tools for them to look at. And the tools that I look at is critical thinking. Especially, well, I come from a country that the education system doesn't give you that chance to be critical of what you're being taught. And I found it a challenge when I went and got my master's degree. So I want to give them that opportunity to do it now. And then the second one is that I want them to question authority. I don't want them to understand that whatever is said is no. Question it, but in a way that is more productive rather than destructive. And number three, let them explore everything right now because they're still under a safe haven under the protection of myself and my wife. And let them explore, let them try different aspects, whether it is sports, whether it is activities, coding, for example. One of my girls are doing coding, the other one is doing ballet, and let them explore what they need to find until they reach a certain age, which I think is probably going to be about 15, 16, when they know kind of what direction they want to go, and just let them put them on that path.
I'm really loving this discussion, like a Saudi rebel and a family business. This is pretty unique. Let's put it this way. Because even like critical thinking and questioning authority, there's a rebel side. No one ever told me this when I asked them this question.
Before the COVID even came onto the radar, I had this intention that by the age of 50, I'm 41 right now, by the age of 50, I want to be able to work from a laptop anywhere in the world. And in my case, I wanted to be in Malibu at the age of 50 and run my businesses. So I said, this is a fantastic opportunity. I'm in Saudi. I can do a gap analysis and understand what needs to be done in business for me to be able to do that. And so that was the first learning. If I want to move into working remotely, what do I need to do? And that helped me in understanding where I should improve the systems in the business and how to make sure it's a process-driven platform rather than a people-driven platform. So that's one thing I'm working on. The company I run right now is a service center workshops. So what we did is first of all, the survive aspect. So we want to see how we can survive during the lockdown and during the unknown times. So I put like 3 months of complete lockdown. How can we survive? Put that plan in, and then we look at what's the reset. How can we reset the business with the new opening and how things we can develop? And then there is the growth aspect. Now we've survived the lockdown. We survived closing of businesses for a few months. Now how can we really grow? And by growing, I don't want to grow 5%, 6%. I'm looking at actually thriving, like exponential growth. During this aspect as well, hopefully we'll be launching 2 companies because of the COVID situation. So one of the companies we always was a division within us. We have an online car auction website to sell our used cars through Avis. And even with 24-hour lockdown, people were buying cars through the auction website. And I said, this is a fantastic opportunity that we need to expand and grow somehow. So reached out to the YPO technology network and found some really good companies to help me scale that business up. So that's one entity out of it. The other one is part of the initial company I started, Hala Supply Chain Services. We do a 4PL transportation. So we don't own the trucks. We just match carriers with shippers. But traditionally, we used to do it over the phone and over emails. Before the COVID, I managed to meet Vinay from YPO as well in India. And he has something called Instavan. And we're taking this now and deploying it in the MENA region as Smart Truck. So those are two things that I managed to get out of COVID situation, and realize that there is opportunity when things are down. That's a very difficult question, but the answer is very simple, believe it or not. I think just believe in yourself. Believe in it, and it's able to do it. I think doubt is like a cancer. It creeps up into you and just expands until it consumes you, and maybe it sometimes breaks you as well. Believing in yourself, no matter what you do, whether it is in a business or whether it's a sport activity or whether it's something that you're passionate about, just believing in yourself really helps a lot. Now, I'm not saying go ahead and believe that you can jump from a tower and you can fly. Just believe in yourself, you can do it. And then you have to look at what are the underlying assumptions that need to be true in this life for me to be able to achieve this. List them down and just say, okay, if this happened, I'm going to be able to do this. Now, how can I guarantee this happens? And it's as simple as that. So believe in yourself and make sure that you know your assumptions on why you believe that this is going to be a great idea.
Absolutely. Husam, this was brilliant, really. This was amazing because we were able to cover so much in half an hour. We've never met, and it's the first time I do this. Usually, it's always people that I've met before, or at least have seen in another setting. So it's the first time that I see you, and we were still be able to go deep and to have a meaningful discussion. And for me, this is the power of YPO, and this is why I am grateful every morning to be part of an organization that can help me connect with the human in front of me, and not only with the business person or the family person. It's the whole humanity that we are able to touch, and this is absolutely amazing.
Cool.
Is there anything else you'd like to add before we close?
Honestly, I would like to thank you for this opportunity. You really made it very easy for me to discuss and open up, and hopefully we'll be able to interact soon in person.
I hope, I think Zoom is amazing, and I've been spending most of my time on Zoom, but the personal interaction is still the best. So I'm looking forward to be meeting you in Riyadh, in Beirut, in Dubai, wherever we will do very soon. So thank you for your time. Really, thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing your experiences and your feelings, and we'll see you very soon.
Thank you, and thank you for doing this as well. Take care.